Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on this new moon which is going to be taking place as per the US local time on December 30th and as per the local Indian standard time on the early morning of the December 31st. Now guys, it is taking place at a time when we all are already busy working on our new year resolution. Many people will be very optimistic like me. They will be looking forward to how they can plan and strategize and make this new year the most memorable, and many people are going to be learning lesson from the mistakes they would have done in the 2024, and amidst all of that comes the new moon. Now guys, a new moon is always a very meditative energy. It is always a time of the new beginning, and during this time it is very special because it is taking place in the Purvashadha nakshatra. Now Purvashadha is a nakshatra which is connected with the invincibility. Look at it in this way, that when we talk about the optimism or positivity, that spark within the Sagittarius, out of all the three nakshatra, that can be somehow connected with the Purvashadha nakshatra as well. Just because guys, it has to do with the invincibility. Like some people connect Lord Hanuman's birth nakshatra as Moola, and some people also connect it with the Purvashadha as well. Guys, the good part about the Purvashadha nakshatra is that it can actually give us sudden opportunities. Like it can actually bring out our latent talents as well, and in so many ways, like sudden discovery of your life purpose can also be attached with the energy of the Purvashadha nakshatra. Like the way guys, when we talk about, for example, one of the devata or the god which is also connected with the ocean, which is the Varun. Now Varun has got a different connotation altogether. Varun can be connected with the wide ocean, and like the way I still remember, I attended one of my class over there, the Vastu class, and at the time when we were talking about the 45 devatas connected with the Vastu. So over there, when I asked about the Varun, my teacher said, no, Varun is like, he could be seen as the kind of a dawn of the underworld as well, because with the energy of the Varun, or this could be Sadbisha, there's a latent negativity or kind of intensity is also attached over there. But when we talk about the devata connected with the Purvashadha, which is the Apas, the water god, so over here the depth in your spiritual quest can also be attached with it. Cleansing and purification and purity of your intent is also attached with it. So yes guys, all of that alignment taking place, and just because I actually want to make my life as a case study for all the astrology lovers. Like the way I mentioned this thing in one of my previous video, that out of nowhere I started like doing the 100 Hanuman Chalisa a day, and I witnessed that miracle. Like my housing solution got resolved, and now I'm actually living in the heart of the Vancouver, and over there as well, from over here I have this app, Star Tracker. I saw that I'm seeing the Venus right in front of me while I'm talking to you guys. And just because I actually wanted to experiment, like if you live close to a big huge water body, how it is going to be affecting your water houses, because right now I'm in the activated 8th house time period, so I actually want to experiment that as well. So okay, enough of my life. Now let's talk about you guys, and talking about how this new moon is going to be creating opportunities based on your sign tomorrow. So we do not have much time left. The only reason guys I made it at the last minute is that, look at it in this way, that this new moon will open up a cycle of 1 month over there in the month of January, because January is actually very auspicious, especially from the point of view of the Venus, and this nakshatra is being ruled by the planet Venus in itself. So new moon taking place over here, and with the potential power of this nakshatra and the lord of that Venus being in strong dignity in the Aquarius sign, being conjunct with Saturn, can be an eye-opener for many people, like epiphany, awakenings, like sudden discovery of your life purpose, and some big opportunity, sudden a change in the course of your life. All of that can be anticipated. Okay guys, now after that we will shift our discussion customized to all the rising signs, and we will try to briefly look at it, that how it is going to be influencing you, or if I would say if I were to say like in which specific area your consciousness, your soul is going to be giving you answers, awakening, or the guidance. So guys, starting first with the Aries natives. So guys, in your case, it is going to be taking place in your 9th house. It is a very good energy. Like luck will play a very important role. Like this could be serendipity, epiphany, awakening, and like let's say for example, one of the remedy for you guys could be that, see, if you have this provision possible, in any case it is going to be, you know, somehow influencing the Monday vibration a lot. So like Jal Abhishekam on the Shivlinga will become very, very auspicious. Like, you know, just staying close to the water body and working on your new year resolution and all, your wish list or your vision board, working on that will become very important. But guys, the good part is that this is going to be a very good vibration, a very good cycle of 1 month, which will activate for the Aries Lagna natives for sure. So be very cautious, aware and mindful regarding the kind of instruction, guidance or development which is taking place. It will be connected to your life purpose, life path. Now when we talk about from the Taurus Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case it is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So guys, the energy of the like Purvashada has not got that much kind of energy of like, which could be the domain of the Mula, which could be Ardra, like some Darun and very ferocious kind of nakshatra, temperament of nakshatra. When we talk about Purvashada, this can be looked at in this way that some secrets which were hidden from you, those secrets might be revealed to you, some sudden epiphany, awakening, you know, spiritual awareness. So this is how things can work out for you. So I would say this thing that because in your case moon and sun has got a rulership over your 3rd house and the 4th house. So this could be a case that whatsoever mindset and intent you were operating, there could be a sudden turn in your path in the degree of motivation. We can look at it in this way. When we talk about from the Gemini Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, as you can see that sun and moon becomes your 2nd and the 3rd lord, and it is going to be influencing in your 7th house. So some new commercial opportunities are on the cards. Along with that, guys, as you can see this thing that Venus, the nakshatra lord of the Purvashada, is also there in the 9th house. So I would say this thing that over here this new moon energy is working, operating very strongly in the domain of your 7th house, your public image, your relationship. So all of that is going to be the focal point. So development, awareness, sudden kind of news and all that development will happen in this department, in this domain for you guys. When we talk about the new moon energy, so see, I'll be very honest with you. When we talk about if your natal moon is afflicted and universe and the universal astral energies are operating over you, there might be a misalignment of the energy, which a lot many times makes people feel restless. But if your moon, individually your moon is not afflicted, it is not in the influence of Rahu or Ketu, you're not in some sort of sensitive vulnerable dasha, then this is going to be a time of the spiritual elevation as well. And I'm giving it more emphasis because of the involvement of the nakshatra like Purvashada, which has to do with the invincibility, finding your purpose, bringing out your latent talents, your potential out there on the surface. So yes guys, some sort of clarity, opportunities and a clear vision and path in the matters of your 7th house. Now guys, when we talk about from the Cancer Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, as you can see that this energy of the new moon is going to be influencing the matters of your 6th house. So this could be a very good time. Let's say for example, you're already working on your vision board, on your wish list, something. So, and if over there you have prioritized something to do with your health, your daily schedule, your routine, or the way you deal with your juniors, with your subordinates, so this is going to be a time to prioritize that, and universe will actually somehow plant right kind of seeds which are actually meant for you, for your good health, for your good relationship, to make you more competitive. So regarding that front, this could be a very good energy of this new moon for the Cancer natives. Again guys, whenever we talk about any of the influence of the new moon or full moon, it influences the Cancer and the Leo natives the most. So if I were to say, in your case, I can assure you this thing, that in your daily fitness or health and your scheduling and everything, your daily discipline and all, over there some sort of clarity will come to you. Just remain very much open and mindful towards that. When we talk about from the Leo Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case it is going to be influencing the matters of your 5th house, which can be seen as a very good news. Like I would say this thing, that this could be a time that your children might be thinking about some new development in their life, new awakening, new course, like they have certainly enrolled, or like this is the time only when your children are, if they are thinking about choosing or selecting the right kind of field for them, right courses for them. So through you or your stars are also supporting them. And also guys, when we talk about 5th house, so I would say that more than any other thing, this is the house of the mantra sadhana. Spiritual austerities are chiefly seen from over here. So I would say this thing, that no matter whatever you do, whatever you are trying to create or build in your life right now, this could be connected to spirituality, this could be connected to art, entertainment, your educational goals or something. So there's going to be a lot of clarity which you will experience over here. And let's say for example, if you are preparing for something, so that degree and sense of invincibility, strong conviction will guide you towards your victory for sure. Again guys, I always say 5th house is one of my favorite house. See, 9th house is also good, but there's a lot of ethics. With 5th house, there is a recreational aspect, there's enjoyment, there's feel good factor, happiness is also connected with it. The kind of thoughts which comes to our mind, and it is connected with the past as well. It is the Pur Punya Bhava. So I would say this thing, that for the Leo natives, be very cautious, aware the kind of thoughts which are coming to you, and prioritize your daily mantra sadhana. That will become very important. What do you think? Why my throat is like all choked up? Doing 100 Hanuman Chalisa like for the past 4, 5, 6 days, making a count of it. So all of that because of that. So please prioritize that. Now guys, when we talk about for the Virgo natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be influencing the matters of your 4th house. So guys, in your case because Sun and Moon has got a rulership over your 11th house and the 12th house, taking place in your 4th house. So some sort of, like if you are planning some revamp or some sort of restructuring, realignment in your, like I would say, in your domestic life, in your home environment, this could be a good time for that. Along with that, those people who are connected with the public domain, you are a politician or something, you're working on some new policy and which you're gonna implement right now only, it is going to be very beneficial time. Guys, look at it in this way. 4th house is all about our emotions. So deep inside, see, the thing is, see, no denying to this thing that the new moon energy take you deep within, but the churning up which will happen, there is a high possibility that with this Amrit Manthan, with this churning up, you will come up extracting some pearl of wisdom. So regarding that front, it is a good energy. And again guys, monitor your emotions, monitor your thought. Thought is more of the 5th house, it's more of the emotions. What kind of emotions are those the emotions of the like love, compassion, or being very much aware about your life purpose, your life goal, like trying to transcend from the cycle of the monotonous life which everyone is doing. So give attention to all these kind of things. And yes guys, some sort of discovery of some new path pertaining to your daily life, your daily domestic life dealings and all can be foreseen with this energy taking place in your 4th house. Now guys, when we talk about for the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be taking place in your 3rd house. Again guys, we all know this thing that if there is something to do with the courage, with the competition, with the invincibility, 3rd house plays a very important role over there. And guys, in your case, both Sun and Moon are very again, as per the sign lordship, your sign lord becomes the Venus. Now I will not go to this dynamics of the relationship of the Venus with the Sun and the Moon. All of what I'm trying to say over here is that the houses which they rule, so some sort of clarity is headed towards your way. And this month is, guys, very important. I already made a video on that as well. When your ascendant lord is going to be conjunct with the planet Saturn, that too in your 5th house, and over and above that 10th and the 11th lord over there in the 3rd house. So all what I can say is that this month is very, very important for you. You have this capacity to kickstart, initiate some new project. Guys, when we talk about the 3rd house, 3rd house has also got to do, you know, with our efforts, with our endeavors, with how much kind of support and references we have. How do we fit in the community and something. So I would say this thing, that it is going to be a very good time for you to take chances or express yourself. Like I would say this thing, if I were to say one thing, do not block yourself. Like if you feel that you're not being understood properly in any given situation, or whenever the right time comes, you're not able to kind of put yourself out, express yourself. So this is going to be the one month window of opportunity for you. So from this new moon to next new moon, there's a high possibility that, see, your 3rd house and the nakshatra lord is in the 5th house. So a lot to do with the expression, creativity, opportunities, being approached and all. So there's a high possibility that in all these kind of domain and department, there is a possibility for a new path, new door opening up for you, which will take you towards the victory, take you towards the, we can say, the coming out victorious or invincible kind of, your image get exuded, get reflected, get perceived. So all that possibility is very high. Now guys, when we talk about for the Scorpio Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, it is going to be happening in the matters of your 2nd house. So guys, I would say that this 1 month is very auspicious for you, because first of all, this month on month new moon vibration is going to be influencing your 2nd house in the Purvashadha nakshatra. Nakshatra lord becomes the planet Venus, which is going to be strengthened in your 4th house conjunct with Saturn over there. So, and both, like these two houses, 2nd house and the 4th house, has got something to do with our family, with our domestic life, our emotions, our feelings, people around whom we find ourselves secure, well taken care of. So I would say this thing, that it is a very golden time for the Scorpio Lagna natives. Some sort of clarity, new beginning, new opportunities in the matters of the finances are foreseen. And let's say, for example, during this time, there's a high possibility that family could also play a significant role, or you will introspect, contemplate a lot regarding your contribution, your family dynamics as well. So that is going to be taking the precedence during this time. Now guys, when we talk about from the Sagittarius Lagna natives point of view, so guys, it is gonna be taking place right over there in your 1st house. So whatever happens in the 1st house, it somehow influences our complete life. So guys, I'm not gonna be surprised if during this time your 8th and the 9th lord are going to be coming and forming, like they are kind of getting merged into each other and extracting a kind of energy of more possibilities, a new path for the Sagittarius Lagna natives. So guys, and like the way I've been saying this thing repeatedly, guys, next year is going to be very important for you. Saturn being there in your 4th house, and your ascendant lord finally coming out, entering your 7th house. So, and along with this, we all know that Venus and Saturn are already well conjunct in your 3rd house. So it's a good energy for you. So like I would say this thing, that new opportunities will open up for you. If, let's say, for example, you find yourself suddenly being surrounded by adverse situation or threatful kind of situation and all, hostile situation, so do not kind of get I would say alarmed because of that, because the energy of this nakshatra is protecting you, and only if you will break the existing boundaries, existing shackles, then only you will be able to emerge victorious, and new path, new opportunities will open up for you. So yes guys, the way this energy is influencing you, and the nakshatra lord, like the role which sun and moon plays for you, the nakshatra where it is taking place, and the nakshatra lord's dignity in the 3rd house, the overall alignment is just telling about new opportunity, new path, new doorways opening for you. Now guys, when we talk about from the Capricorn Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, it is going to be taking place in your 12th house. So guys, one thing is for sure, that when we talk about anything to do with the spiritual elevation, conscious awareness, prophetic dreams. This is going to be a time for all of that. In your case, sun and moon has got a rulership over your 7th house and the 8th house, and they are getting merged in your 12th house. That means your partner and the joint resources are all getting merged over there in the 12th house. So again guys, especially from the spiritual point of view, it's a good energy. Let's say for example, if there have been any kind of demons or any kind of any kind of habits which are stopping you to bloom to your full potential, or there have been those kind of people who are like behind your back, these are the guys who are always creating problems for you. So you will find that somehow universe is conspiring in the direction of removing all these kind of obstacles, all these kind of shortcomings which have been stopping you to bloom to your full potential. And yes guys, meditation, mantra chanting during this time, donation will become very important. This time donation, any donation done during this time will straight away go to your pitris, to your ancestors. So it's a very good time for that. Now guys, when we talk about from the Aquarius Lagna natives point of view, so guys, a very good news. In your case, sun and moon has got a rulership over your 6th house and the 7th house, and their lord are going to be getting merged in your 11th house. Guys, trust me, I will not be surprised if during this time all of your past problems are gonna get resolved in one strike. In a way, new door which will open for you, new opportunity which will come to you. And let's say for example, if anything which is right now is your pressing issue or concern, so the energies and the planets are conspiring and working in the direction of giving you the solution for that. Because guys, Purvashada energy, that too in the 11th house, which has the potential of like fulfilling our wish, and the nakshatra lord from where it gets the final confirmation, that is also there in your 1st house, being conjunct the planet Saturn. So that is the only reason I'm so I'm saying this thing with confidence and with conviction, that just let the energies do their part, contemplate, meditate, and I know the Hindi word for that, be a vakta. Observe your life in a 3rd person. You will be able to see the magic, the way when we lose our control, we relinquish control and give the control to the higher powers, how they take care of us. Now guys, when we talk about from the Pisces Lagna natives point of view, so guys, in your case, it is going to be influencing in your 10th house, being your sun and moon being your 5th and the 6th lord, they are getting merged in your 10th house. So guys, there's a high possibility some new path is gonna open up for you, and for the purification, cleansing, letting go of things, it is also very promising for that as well. Let the energies do their part and be a medium. Do not try to be a doer. If you will be with this mindset, you will see planetary energy working in your favor. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyawad.